LaBeouf into the show, shall we? Frank, overall thoughts on the game?
Well, of course, it was. We were expecting something at the top level, and I'm quite disappointed. I'm quite disappointed with the intensity, the pace of the game. Where we know that Barcelona try to have the possession and they go around and make many passes. But I didn't enjoy in the way that I was expecting a Clásico. I was expecting a big rivalry, something like they really want to fight and they really want to win that game. It was like, I don't know, something not friendly, but with lots of respect, which is good, but not the envy or the will of going to kill the opponent. That's not a Clásico for me. It was quite pleasant in the first half, but pretty boring the second half, especially from Barca. Real Madrid did the job. They were very well organized, and they are the best engines. I think they deserve not only one penalty for me, but two. So Real Madrid did the job, but I don't think Barcelona was at the level we were expecting them.
Frank wanted controversy, didn't you, Frank?
He wanted an edge.
Frank wanted he wanted red cards. He wanted I know what he's saying. I understand. However, I might have a slightly different view. No goals, final third for both teams, particularly Madrid. You could say could have been better, but I quite enjoyed a lot of the game, and particularly the way Real Madrid for 60, 65 minutes passed the ball. I mean, the tempo in their play, when they had the ball and the interchanging of the midfield, I thought was quite good. And I was taken aback. They just didn't take their chances or weren't clinical enough or have enough quality in the final third. But I thought a lot of their play, Real Madrid, was pretty good for a long period. It died a bit of death at the end. And I thought Barca were just fits and starts for the home team. And when Lionel Messi's missing a kick and completely wafting at a kick from 7 or 8 yards, I think that kind of sums it up for them. You're absolutely right. Jordi Alba had the best chance in the game from Messi's pass. But I thought Madrid were, for long periods, were pretty good in this game.
Who's happier, Shan, with this result?
I think Real Madrid are happier. Well, one, because of the head-to-head. It stands things up for when they go back to the Bernabeu. But I thought Real Madrid's football was just better. Listen, at the same time, I thought Barcelona had the better of the chances, had the more clear-cut chances. Didn't make a whole lot of those either. But their football was better. And as much as I understand what Craig is saying, I was a little bit disappointed, left very disappointed by this game, where I'm a little bit more with Frankie. I expected intensity to be higher, but probably that's on Barcelona as the home team. But unless Lionel Messi got on the ball, and as we've been saying all season long, Barca didn't look themselves. And I don't feel that they played this game in a way that you've gotten used to. They lacked intensity, and as a result, Real Madrid really didn't feel a need to match them.
Gab?
Yeah, I respectfully disagree. I mean, I could be biased here because I generally always enjoy the Clásico, but I thought this was a very good game. I thought there was intensity in it. Witness the 8 yellow cards, and it could have been more. And I thought, I agree with the boys that Real Madrid had the upper hand in this. We talked before the game about how Zidane could work an edge tactically, and he did that, giving us that look with Isco in there and the sort of Valverde Casemiro in front of the back four. And Barcelona, once again, I think, showed a bit of Messi dependency. And, when the light was on, they created chances. And when the light went off, they didn't. But, I really liked it. I wasn't bored at all.
No, I just thought the way that...
It was just easy to please.
No, well, I'm the same.
Well, you're not the same. Let's not...
Easy to please?
Easy to please. That's a phrase that I've never heard used with Craig Burley in the same sentence.
There have been many times over many years where Gab and I have not been on the same page, but I'm pretty much on the same page. I enjoyed the quality of some of the passing, particularly in tight areas. I just think some of the quality in the final third could have been better. But between the penalty boxes, the quality from some of these players in areas where you think there's no way they're going to be able to play out here, I thought was pretty good. Unfortunately, it fell down for both of them at the end. But when you go into the Camp Nou and create literally double the amount of chances that Barcelona create, you've done something right and you've kept a clean sheet. So I think Real Madrid will actually be a bit disappointed not to take the 3 points, bearing in mind for long periods the way they played in the game. And I think we talk about Real Madrid's struggles at the start of the season, and it's clear to see, and it has been for a wee while now, how they're starting to turn this ship around, which is coming at a good time for them.
Yeah, and credit to Zidane for that.
Yeah, because he was under pressure at the start of the season, and you know, people were talking about his job again, which, listen, might come round very, very
Robbo
soon.
said he'd be sacked in 6 weeks.
Well, it's Real Madrid and Barcelona. It could come round in less than that. But I like what he's been able to change with the team and the squad and the way they're playing it. Some of the older guard coming out, some of the younger guys coming in, a little bit more pace about the play. Didn't get the just rewards today, I think, but you know, I think he'll be happy with the performance, disappointed with the result, because I think he'll feel they did enough to take 3 points.
Gab, is this just where the Clasico is at the moment? We compare it to other years when it was the watch game, wasn't it? The must-see game of them all. But with considering all the departures, obviously the Ronaldo-Messi thing has gone as well, that maybe it isn't quite the attraction that it once was.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know what people necessarily want, right? You've got two of the biggest brands in world football.
I suppose they want chances, they want goals. Like, neither keeper had to make a save in this game.
I mean, look, I think these are two very good teams, and these are also two teams that, you know, on the night, in the past, people have criticized Sergio Ramos and Gerard Piqué. I thought both of them marshaled their defense really well. We have a legitimate title race in, you know, one of the top 2 leagues in the world, and in the other one, we have a team running away with it. I don't know what people expect here. I enjoyed myself. I thought it was really good.
It's not people, Gab. It's not people. It's a person.
What, Frank?
No, you. I mean,
I'm here too. I'm in that camp as well.
What camp? Did you not come in? Was you less interested in this game today before it started?
Less interested as compared to what?
Well, anytime.
Than last year's?
I mean, what was to be?
No, but the quality isn't what I'm saying. Is the quality
interested.
Isn't quite.
Yeah, no, I'm
it?
still interested. I still think it's one of the must-see games in a calendar year. I still believe, and I understand. I get the history between these two and everything that it means, not just on the field but off it. I just thought, listen, I thought Real Madrid played good football, but Barcelona were disappointing. And if one team isn't playing good football, you expect a little bit more intensity from them. And I felt it didn't deliver in that regard.
I mean, we talked about the big game in Germany yesterday, at Dortmund and Leipzig, about how, it was a super game, great and open, but it was error-ridden. Error-ridden. Now, here we've got two teams that have been criticised for the defences, have kept a clean sheet. But some of the stuff, and that's why I don't get the argument here, and I think you might just be doing it for that reason, is some of the football that was played at periods in this game in the first hour was top-notch. Now, you can look at the finishing because Lionel Messi hasn't banged in a 35-yard free kick again, or Karim Benzema hasn't done anything special, or Gareth Bale didn't rattle it in the top corner. But I quite liked it. Now, I know Monsieur Leboeuf did not.
Frank?
Yeah, well, I understand what Craig and what he tries to say, but the thing is, if you have a perfect game, you have no goal, because if you have mistakes, you can allow to score a goal. It was, in a way, not exciting because of the intensity that I didn't see, or the lack of intensity, let's say, because it's not the type of Clasico, of derby that we used to see with
it's not
kind
a
of
derby.
Aggressiveness, you know.
Well,
it's not a derby, yeah, but it's true. So it's a Clasico. It's the must-watch game in the world. 600 million people are watching it. I'm sorry, if it's to see a 0-0 with 3 chances to score for Barcelona and 3 chances to score for Real Madrid, with the position of the ball where it goes at 10 miles an hour instead of going to 15 miles an hour, when it's not vertical but it's mostly horizontal when they play, I'm not enjoying it, you know. I rather see Liverpool playing, is what I'm saying, that because it's more vertical and it's more intense, and maybe I see mistakes from the defenders, but I see a game, I see a life. It's like you want to do something perfect, and sometimes when it's too perfect, it's kind of, well, not boring, because of course it wasn't boring, but it's not pleasant. That's the only thing I'm saying, is we have wonderful players on the field. I want to see a wonderful game. And it's the game you want to see. And something was missing for me.
But maybe sometimes as well, you got to factor in the pressure on both. I mean, because it is tight and they have been criticised and at times they haven't played well this season, particularly early on. So you got to factor that in as well. It's
they
not
managed
all
to score
about
a goal in the last 49 matches.
It's not. Sorry?
This is the first game in 50 Clásicos.
Yeah, I
which
did
is
say
a
it
no
wasn't
goal.
great in the final third, but it's not any of these particular teams, particularly the away team. It's not their job to make it the most entertaining game on the planet on any particular occasion. It's their job to get the results at the end of the season when you tot it back and say, well, that was a point away from home that's got us over the line. Maybe I'm just been easy to please as the years roll by, but I enjoyed it. You sit and watch. I tell you what, you watch Crystal Palace against Brighton on Monday, and then I'll give you a game that's not enjoyable.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.